Farming sims are a staple among cozy gamers, and these 5 have me so excited for 2023 and beyond. Let's get into it. We are going in reverse order today, telling you about some games we are excited to play later in 2023 and beyond, and ending with some games you can download and get playing right now. And hey, quick experiment, I usually mention subscribing near the end of the video, but if you fancy doing it now, that'll be just fine. That'll be just fine by me. Fun fact, you can subscribe now. The first game I want to mention is called Grave Seasons, and it is super early in development, but I managed to find this quote on Rock Paper Shotgun that basically sums up what the game is going to be like. Grave Season is a narrative-driven farming sim, life sim that follows you, an outsider, making a new home for yourself in a small village. As you farm, fish, and begin your new peaceful life in town, you find that the residents are a little odd, and that there is a serial killer on the loose. If you don't want your hard-earned serenity to be ruined, you must solve these supernatural murders and find the culprit before it's too late. Like many farming and life sims, you can romance the other villagers, but in this case that means you can romance the killer. All the while you're trying to run your farm and solve the murders before the killer strikes again. This looks like it'll be a shorter game that you can replay many times, as the killer is basically randomly decided every time you play, and I'm really excited for this murder mystery twist on a farming sim classic. There is no telling when this game will be released, but I am too excited not to mention it at least once this year. And since developer and publisher Perfect Garbage is due to release their other game Love Shore later this year, I don't think it will be all hands on deck for Grave Season until after that. This next game I will also find any excuse to talk about because it is made with so much love and it deserves so much love. And what makes this cozy farming game so unique is that you'll be flying through the air in an amazing frog-shaped ship called Sally, crewed by kids and stewarded by 2 caring grandmas. In Sally, you'll develop lasting relationships in a unique community, crafting, cooking, farming, building, and exploring your way through a cozy Ghibli-inspired world. Help your crewmates reach their aspirations all while you repair the ship. Find your place among Sally's found family by discovering who you're meant to be. Sail the skies together to get to the ultimate goal, journeying to a faraway land to call home. While Sally's gameplay won't 100% revolve around farming, you will have to farm and cook meals for yourself and for your fellow crewmates. This is a game I absolutely want to make a deep dive on once I know a little more, because this whole game looks so gorgeous and mysterious. Why are all these kids on a ship with 2 grannies? Where are any other adults? What happens before that means they all need to look for a new home? And when, and this is important, when can I get my hands on a plushie Chibison? Is it Chibison or Chibison? Chibison? Chibison sounds cute. It's a play on bison and chibis, so, and anyway, whatever it is, I want 5. Kiwi needs friends. From March, the whole team at Lucid Tales started working on Sally, and we get to join that crew in early access in January 2025 on both Switch and PC. Now for something we can play a little bit sooner, this game comes out August 9th on PC. This next game was due to release in May, but has been delayed by a few months, and after I've played the demo and got pretty addicted but also pretty confused during that time, I am very happy that they are delaying this until it is perfect, because I think it's one I will get very addicted to. This game is of course I Am Future and looks like a perfect cozy farming game with a twist. In I Am Future, you play as a guy who finds himself alone on a rooftop in a flooded city in a post-apocalyptic world. For players that love both farming and foraging, this is definitely worth checking out, as everything you need for survival has to be found on your rooftop or fished out of the ocean. While fighting isn't really part of it, in I Am Future there are bugs that come out at night and will harm you and your crops, so crafting is huge here to make defenses and bug spray to keep your crops safe. On top of this, there's a fishing game I found pretty simple, and there's a chance you'll find old broken items like kettles and microwaves that you can deconstruct for useful parts. I don't know why exactly I loved that minigame, I just found deconstructing these things strangely really soothing. There is also research you can do to try and uncover what happened to lead to the fall of humanity, which will be really cool to discover as you build up your farm / post-apocalyptic bachelor pad. As I say, the demo I played felt a bit confusing. I wasn't entirely clear about what I was meant to do. It felt like things were potentially harder than they should be to start surviving on this rooftop. But nevertheless, I got this cozy vibe. I was really interested in keeping playing, and I loved how it basically mixed up the usual things you expect in a farming sim. For example, because this city has flooded, any of the water you get, you then have to desalinate, and so you have to warm it up over the fire before you can water your crops. Things like that make it different from a classic farming sim, and I can see there being so many inventions and things that you can make just on top of this rooftop to keep things interesting, to make it really cool. I don't know if it's going to be like a set story that you uncover, but nevertheless, I am really interested. If all goes well, I Am Future is now releasing on Steam on August 9th. And now is when you should get really excited, because these next two games are available right now. This next game is the perfect mix of quirky and cozy for me, and this is called No Place Like Home. No Place Like Home looks like exactly my cup of tea, but it's one that I didn't pick up previously because I'd heard reports that it wasn't quite polished. This game was actually released for PC in 2021, but has now been redeveloped and released on the Switch by Merge Games. Be aware that there are definitely better sales on the PC version, and it is that bit more expensive on the Switch, but there is a launch discount until May 24th, so if you want to pick it up now, you can get it for 15% off. In No Place Like Home, you play as a girl who is about to join all of mankind moving to Mars because, shockingly, they have ruined the Earth. But before you leave, you receive a letter from your grandfather who has remained on Earth, but something feels off, so you decide to try and find out what's going on. When you get to his farm, of course, he is nowhere to be seen, and this is where the fun begins as you clear the land of trash, build up the farm, and try to find out what happened to dear old Pop Pop. As you clear trash, you'll find treasure, bags of seeds, and animals that will join your farm. You can also get hats for your animals, and I saw in a huge dev update note that there is a huge rubber duck you can find, so that is basically my goal. You don't have an energy bar in this game, which is refreshing and actually amazing because you can be as active as you like. What you do have is a water meter that you can fill up at streams and use to clear rubbish or water your crops. There is also a health bar, and this game does have enemies lurking around and bosses, but I haven't seen what those bosses are like. I will definitely be playing and reviewing this one because I want to see if any of the issues that were mentioned before have been fixed in this new version, but from the reviews I've seen so far, it looks like they've done a great job of taking this over to the Switch and fixing what needed to be fixed. But from the reviews I've seen, it looks like the team has done a great job and are ready to make more improvements based on our feedback. I have actually already reviewed and played another of this team's game called Fresh Start, and I found that extremely cozy, and No Place Like Home looks just like that plus farming, so I am really excited about this one. And finally, we have Roots of Pacha, which I am really excited to dive into playing basically right after I finish editing and uploading this video. I will be filming my first few hours of gameplay, making a review for you, and covering just enough of it so that you know if this is a game that you want to pick up, but I definitely wanted to mention it now because it just looks brilliant. It looks like it scratches so many great farming game itches. Roots of Pacha released on April 25th, and it looks like if Stardew Valley was set in the Stone Age, but there is actually a lot more than that separates it from classic farming games. First off, you are surrounded by a living and learning community that is working together to make improvements. That means it's not just you rebuilding the community center or putting in all the bells to build the bridge. People have ideas that lead to new inventions that will improve life for the whole tribe, not just you on your farm. Getting animals for your farm is also reimagined, as instead of buying them, you find them in the wild, and over a few days you tame them with a rhythm minigame until they want to join you at the farm. Another part that looks amazing are the caves, which have cool puzzles to solve instead of fighting your way past enemies. While Roots of Pacha has only just released, you can already play multiplayer. I will note though that when you're joining someone else's farm, you have to do so with a new character. You cannot take one that you've already got and take all of their items with you. If you want to get involved with a really lovely community and potentially to help how Roots of Pacha evolves, definitely check out their Discord. And while I'm here, I may as well mention that I have made a Discord. It is very rudimentary, but it exists. If you'd like to join, I would love to have you there. So my camera just died, but we were so close to the end anyway that I will just say thank you so much for watching. Some of you might be wondering why I didn't mention Fae Farm in this video, and believe you me, I would have, but I did just release a full deep dive into Fae Farm that you can check out, and they just released more information about animals over on their Twitter, and the cows look so cute. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for the person that commented on the Fae Farm video that brought that to my attention. Just so cute. But that is all from me for now. Stay tuned for a review of both Roots of Pacha and No Place Like Home. If you enjoyed this video, please do give the like button a little tappy tap and subscribe if you'd like more cozy content. I will leave something for you right here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.